Hi, welcome to Undead Yarn. This is episode 52. My name is Heidi, and you can find me on Ravelry as Nitty Girl, and on Instagram and YouTube and Twitter and Periscope as Nitty Girl 1 with the number 1. How is everybody doing? It's been a while since I podcasted. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. What I'm going to do is talk about an upcoming kit that I'm going to be selling. I'm going to talk about Stitches, Texas. And then I'm going to go over the contest winners for the Knit Spin Die. And I'm also going to talk about the next knit along. So hopefully I can get all that in a half an hour or so, because when it starts to get too long, it's hard for me to get it up onto iTunes. Anyway, I will go ahead and talk about, first I'm going to talk about what I'm working on. I only have 2 things that I've been working on, and I am at the point where I'm starting to get overwhelmed by all the works in progress I have. But sadly, I probably will be starting some other new things, because now I may actually have time to join in a knit along or 2. Anyway, the first thing that I'm working on is in my Black Horse Knitter bag, and she has changed her shop name to Me and My Dog and Some Yarn to match her podcast. She also has a podcast. She's out of Houston, and she has a podcast called Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. So now her bag line is going to be called Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. Well, the 2 things I've worked on, and I have them both in this bag, I started some easy knitting when I was going to be at Stitches, Texas, because I knew I didn't want to have something that required a lot of attention. So the first thing I started was, this was supposed to be Monster 80s, and it did not come out quite the way I expected. You can see it's in my sparkle base, the Twilight base. And this one I was calling Roadkill 80s. And I actually gave a skein of this to Stephen B. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I gave him a skein of this, and this is what it looks like. I have the yarn in for the Afterthought heel. And that's one whip. And the other one I'm working on is also an Undead yarn. This is the Von Fury base. And this is Violently Happy Accident. And I don't think you can't quite see all the colors in there. There's variation in the pink. There's some oranges and browns in there, but you can't really tell. But this is my first time knitting with this base, and I really like it. So those are the only things I've been working on the last few weeks. No spinning. And that's it for what I was working on. The next thing I want to talk about is the kit that I was talking about. I'm going to be putting up a Halloween kit in my shop on October 3rd, and also the lady who runs Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn is also going to be putting up some in her shop as well. So you can buy them from either shop. This is what the yarn will knit up like, and it's a neon green stripe with a variegated stripe, and I dyed it to match the bag. And this is the bag. You can see it's really cute. I love the fabric. She chose some really nice fabric to go together. And you get a little stitch marker, a little spider stitch marker, and you can see Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn, and I will show you the inside. The fabric that's on the bottom is also on the inside. And this is her new tag, Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. So now her shop will be the same as her podcast. So here is what the bag looks like. It's got a handle, and the handle snaps. So if you want to snap it to something, you can. You can always snap it to, sometimes I use bags like this on my spinning wheel. I can snap it on my spinning wheel. And then it has a drawstring, which is a ribbon. And you guys know I love drawstring bags, and this is really cute. It's a black ribbon. Here's what it looks like on the other side. I love the Eye of Newt, and then the spiders. And right here you can see another bottle So this is what the yarn will knit up like. The stripes may have, the variegated stripe may be a little bit different in each person's sock yarn because it is variegated, but it will have the blue and it should have a touch. You can't really see the touch of pink. You can in some spots. There's like a touch of pink and the brown. So this kit will be going up on October 3rd. And you can check out Undead Yarn Shop, and you can also check out Me and My Dog and Some Yarn. Those are the two places where we'll be selling it. And I can also show you, here's what the skein looks like. Looks like skeined up. And this is called Bubble, Bubble, Toil, and Trouble. I thought it went well with all the potion things on the bag. So that's an upcoming thing. Watch the shop on Saturday for that. The next thing I'm going to do is talk about Stitches, Texas. And I guess I'll just kind of go through what it was like. On Wednesday after work, we drove up to Waco, which is partway there because they wanted the vendors to sign in by noon on Thursday. So we drove to Waco and we stayed there overnight, and we went to this place called Shorty's Pizza, which was really, really excellent. The pizza was delicious. It was homemade, handmade and everything. And it's near the Baylor campus, so if you ever go to Waco, that's a good place to get food. And then the next morning we woke up and drove to my parents' house and dropped off our dogs. And then we went right over to the convention center and went and checked in and brought all our stuff in and set up. And after we set up, we had a long wait. We could have gone all the way back home to my parents' house, but it was a half-hour drive there and a half-hour drive back. So there really wasn't a whole lot of time to do that because there was a vendor market that night at 5:30 to 5 to 8. So we ended up just kind of hanging out, and it was a very long day on Thursday. The market, this is Kai tea. I'm going to have to take a sip. Thursday, the market was not very busy. It was the preview night, and it was basically for people who were taking classes. So I didn't make a whole lot of sales that night, but when I saw per hour what I ended up making, I was fine with it. And then the next day was Friday, and that turned out to be my best day. I only have one sock blank left. All my sock blanks sold. Not that day, but throughout the festival, that's the thing that sold the most. I was selling double sock blanks. I have one left that's up in the shop. I did have two, actually, and somebody already bought one, but there's one left up in the shop. But all the rest of them are gone. So I guess I need to dye up some more of those. But that seemed to be the big seller in my booth on Friday and through the rest of the festival. I also did sell quite a bit of self-striping. I sold mostly and some variegated, but like I said, my big seller was the sock blanks. So on Friday, we were there, and it was a long day, 10 to 6. And then some of my friends from Texas, who are also podcasters, some are from the Kitchen Stitches podcast, and then Jeanette from the Bookish Stitcher podcast both came up, and Summer brought her friend Katie. And so they contacted us just before we were getting ready to leave and said, "We're here. Do you guys want to go to dinner?" So we were really tired, and we almost went back to my parents' house, but we went to an Indian restaurant called The Underground, which was around the corner, and oh, it was fabulous. I'm so glad we went there. It was so good. I'm trying to remember what I had. I don't even really remember what I had. I guess it's been so long. But we did get appetizers. Oh, we did get these appetizers that were really good. They were this kind of like a fritter. You know, it's fried, and inside there was, I think it was potatoes and spinach, and we each had one of those. That was good. And it's funny, right now I really don't remember what I ate, but I remember the food was delicious. So that's a good place to go if you're in that area, the Irving Convention Center. The food there was really good. Oh gosh, I'm already at 10 minutes. This is probably going to be longer than I want it to be, but I'll just have to deal. Then the next day was Saturday, and Saturday for me was actually slower than Friday. I made more sales on Friday than Saturday, but a lot of the other vendors said Sunday was better for them, or Saturday was better for them. Saturday, what did we do? Oh, my friends Summer and Jeanette and Katie came over, and so did Pharmagurumi. She's from the Yarnaceuticals podcast. Her name is Mary. She came over too, and we visited a lot during that time. And oh, I forgot to mention, I think on Friday I went to I was sitting on Friday. I was sitting in my booth, and Marley from the Yarn Thing came by, and I stopped her and said hello and talked to her. I told her I've been listening to her podcast from the beginning. So she was on her way. I think she had just got there, had just come in from out of town. And then on Saturday, my friends Summer and Jeanette stayed in the booth with us for a while. And I also got to visit, the day before I got to visit with Laura Jinx Yarn. And then on Saturday, my friends were sitting in the booth, and I also got to talk to the lady from Brazen Stitchery and the lady from the Barbed Dragon, and Alicia from Alicia Goes Around came by. So we had a lot of fun talking, and next door to me, Leilani from Heavenly Fibers and her husband were there. And then on the other side, the ladies from Knitting Lanyap were there with their kids. The people at the festival are amazing. I love the vendors. I got a lot of things gifted to me, mostly stitch markers. I didn't participate in the stitch marker swap, which was part of the Stitches vending area, but several people gifted me stitch markers, which was wonderful. And then that night we went to eat at a Mediterranean restaurant, and the baba ganoush and the hummus were really good, but my meal was not that great. It was basically a pile of meat with rice. And I kind of like, when I'm going to have rice and meat, I want vegetables in there too. So I was kind of disappointed, but the bread was really good. And then the next day was Sunday. Sunday was quiet, so I spent a lot of time going around and getting things from vendors and talking to different vendors. And I don't remember if I did on Saturday or Sunday. I went over to Stephen B's booth, and I gave him some of my yarn, and he traded me for a book from that has a bunch of their patterns in it. I got this pattern book called Flip and Wear, and it's kind of a neat book. One side is Stephen West, and then you turn it over, and the other side, I think these are Stephen B patterns. So he gave me his pattern book. We traded, and he signed it for me. Heidi. Glittered up in neon. And I was really happy. He Instagrammed my yarn along with some other gifts he had got from people from Stitches, Texas, a couple of days later, which was really nice. And I enjoyed talking to him. My husband also got a chance to talk to him. So my husband had fun too. He also went through the market and got to meet a lot of people. He took pictures of people that he knew I was friends with, and also with some other people. I also want to mention that Inskein Yarns was there, and I really like the people at Inskein Yarns. Barb Dragon and Brazen Stitchery have their yarn there. The lady who runs it, Shannon, is wonderful. She's so much fun, and actually, she's going to be doing a knit-along. She's a designer as well as a yarn shop owner. She's a designer, and she's going to be doing a knit-along that has to do with supernatural, and it's going to be a circular shawl, and she told me original was put in fingering, but I think she might be doing a lace weight version. I know I'm going to buy the pattern. I don't know if I'm going to be able to knit it while they're doing the knit-along, because right now I not only have that one kit I showed you, I have another kit I have to start dyeing for as well, and that I will talk about when we get closer to the time of putting it up for sale. I actually think there are 2 other people that are involved in that. One is a podcaster, one is a bag maker, and the podcaster also is a designer. So I'm going to let her go ahead and be the first one to talk about that. That one will go up for pre-orders. This one I'm hoping to get everything dyed for. My kit that I'm putting up on the 3rd, I'm hoping to have everything dyed for the kit when I put it up. But I may need an extra week or so to get everything out, because I'm not sure if I'm going to have all the skeins dyed by the time I'm putting it up. But cross my fingers, hopefully. I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the things that I was gifted. My friend Summer, who does the Kitchen Stitches podcast, gave me this, and I love it. And I think she knew I loved it, because when she was putting it on Instagram, I was like, oh, I love those colors. And she's like, yeah, they are you. And this is Rambouillet, and it's gritty knits. And I think I've told you guys before, I've spun up some gritty knits. I love her colors. They're just beautiful. So this was from Summer. Thank you. It was a gift from Summer. Like I said, I did get a bunch of stitch markers and things. I think what I'm going to do is talk about those next time, because this is starting to get longer than I want it to be. I will show you a couple of things that I bought, and then I'll show you some more next time, because I need to get to the contest, the Spin Dye Knit contest, and announce all the winners. So I will just go ahead and show you one other thing that I got while I was there. This was a bag from Inskein Yarns, and this is Casey's Pockets to Go, and I saw this and I said, oh my gosh, that is so cute and so Texasy. I love it. And they said it was actually a kit. And Brazen Stitchery, I know I've mentioned her before. I bought fiber from her before. I don't know if I have any of her yarn, but now I do. This is called Wild Horses. This came in it. And along with that, I got a pattern for boot topper. And I'm only going to show you, I think I'll just show you the picture. Here are the boot toppers. This is from Shannon of Inskein Yarns, and it's called Sunflower Fields, and it takes 1 skein of this. But I think, because I don't really wear boots a lot, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the pattern and make it a cowl. Because these are my colors. I love browns. You guys know I love yellow and brown and black. It's just beautiful. And it's a really cute bag. I don't think she has her name on the inside, but here's the inside fabric. It matches the outside. And it has a little drawstring with a little hook on the end that you can draw down. So here's another bag that I got. I am going to go ahead and save the rest of the things to show you next time, so that I can go ahead and start talking about the contest winners. There were a lot of entries. It was wonderful. We had over 106 or 7 entries. Well, they weren't all entries into the contest, but we had 106 comments / entries in the thread, so that was really nice. So I went ahead and drew for the winners, and the first winner won a skein of Jawwool yarn, which I showed you before. And the winner for that was Soleil. Her name on Ravelry is Soleil, and that is Leslie from California. And she dyed some yarn for the knit spin dye. And then number 2, I also had a braid of Hambly fibers. If you remember, it was a gradient with purples and greens, and it's a BFL. And the winner of that was Bunnyfish, who is Heather from Kentucky, and Heather also has a podcast called, I believe it's called Bunnyfish. I'm trying to remember. I watch it a lot because she talks about books and things that I like too, and she does knitting and crochet. It's called Bunnyfish Crafts. And the third winner won the Rambler Cow by Lisa Beamer, who is Fiber Nymph. And the winner of that was Lim Call, and that is Linda from Pennsylvania. So Linda, contact me and let me know that you heard that you won, and I will contact Lisa Fiber Nymph and let her know that you are the winner of the pattern so that she can gift it to you. And the next gift, I decided to split up it to 3 different people because we had a lot of entries. And these are patterns from Franciscan Gypsy Designs, who is Talia of the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. She gifted 3 patterns, and so I'm guessing what she's going to do is let you pick what pattern you want of hers. It's mostly toys, and I don't think she has any pay for patterns that are not toys. I believe they're all toys. So the winners of that, the first winner is Bead Room, who is Jill. Is it Jill? Did I write Jill or Gil? From England, from Nottingham, England. You have won a pattern from Franciscan Gypsy Designs. If you let me know that you have heard that you're a winner on the podcast, I will then go ahead and contact Talia and let her know. And another winner of a pattern from Franciscan Gypsy Designs is Cthulhu Loves Me, who is from California. I don't know why. I think I forgot to write down her name. But I believe she's won from us before because she enters our contests a lot. So also, same thing, PM me and let me know that you heard that you're a winner. And then the third winner of the Franciscan Gypsy Designs design is MVA5493, who is Valerie from Kentucky. So PM me and let me know that you've won. You heard that you won, and once again, I will contact Talia. And then we also have a $20 coupon from Roundabout Yarns, and the winner of that is Cookie Lady Knits, and that is Heidi from California. And same thing, let me know, and then I will contact Roundabout Yarns and tell her that you're the winner. And number 6 is a bag from Black Horse Knitter, and I believe I have that bag right here. Yes, I do. Black Horse Knitter, actually, it's not Black Horse Knitter. Remember, I said her name now is Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. She changed the name of her bags to that. And this is the cute bag that Lady Fernanco from the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, she has won. And I'm so glad that she won because she's been very supportive of my podcast. She and her daughter Talia have been very supportive of my podcast and my yarn. So I'm very happy that that one of them was able to win something, because I think they've entered, and I don't know if they've ever won anything in any of my contests. I think they've won from the FO thread, which, by the way, I have not seen any FOs in my FO thread, and I know there are FOs because they're up on Ravelry. If you enter something that you finish each month into the FO thread for Undead Yarn, you can win a $7 or less pattern. But the last few months, there have been a lot of new projects, but nobody's been entering that thread. You guys, if you enter the thread, you can win a pattern. Anyway, Lady Fernanco, this is the bag that you've won. Look at how cute it is. And here's the inside. And it's from Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. And I believe she's going to be part of your next knit along. So now you have a product that she made. And it's the same as the bag that we are going to be giving away. Or not giving away, the bag that, it's similar to the bag that I showed you before that's going to be part of our Halloween kit. It also has the snap on the side. It has the pull tabs, and I like how she does the inside matches the bottom. And these bags are also nice that you can make them stand up all by themselves. So you've won this bag, and I will let me know you heard that you won, and I will send this off to you. I believe I already have your address. So anyway, that's it for the Knit Die Spin. I'm so happy you guys participated in that, and I actually really enjoyed it because I got to see different kind of projects than normal. I probably will make that an annual thing because I really enjoyed doing that. So next summer I'll probably do it again. The next upcoming knit along, I'm going to start after I put up this podcast. It'll start today, which is September 28th. Yes, September 28th, and I know that because yesterday was my husband and I's 28th anniversary, and we went out to brunch at this beautiful place called Fonda San Miguel. If you want to see pictures of what the place looks like, I've posted them on Instagram. Anyway, the next contest is going to be the Horror Knits contest that I did last year, and I'm going to expand it. You can knit, spin, dye, sew, weave, any kind of craft that has to do with horror or Halloween can be put in the FO thread. Now, I don't mind if you started it before the contest, but it has to be finished during the contest parameters, which will be starting today, which is the 28th, and it will run through the end of November. I'm going to extend it because I find that if you just do a month, you don't always get... It's harder to finish things during a month, depending on what you do. I mean, if you're going to just sew a toy, it probably wouldn't take you very long, but a lot of things take longer than a month. So I'm going to run the horror along from now until the end of November. And I know so far I have 3 prizes picked out, and they're all they're all things that I got at SSK. Those little green buttons, I'm not sure, I don't remember if I showed them, but they were made by Acreworks. I'm going to give those away. And then they say SSK on them, and they're green, and they're made with the same material that the Acreworks bobbin are made with. Let me show you my bobbin. I actually think I have it right here. This is my Acreworks bobbin. So they use a 3D printer to make these bobbins, and I believe they use them to make the buttons as well. So I'm going to give away those, and I'm going to give away my skein of Hazel Knits that I showed a couple of weeks ago. Let's see, I think I still have it. My skein of Hazel Knits, it's a DK weight, and this color was specially dyed for SSK, and it's 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon. So it might actually be nice for socks. And then I'm also going to give away, they gave us a sock ruler. I believe you guys have heard about that from a lot of other podcasters. I'm going to give away the sock ruler. And then I've dyed some yarn that did not come out exactly the way it was supposed to for the kit. Didn't come out like this. The stripe has more blue and some black in it instead of the brown. So I will give away a skein of that. That'll be a roadkill self-striping yarn. And then if anybody out there is interested in donating a prize, let me know. Anybody who's owns a shop, if you sell bags or yarn or stitch markers or anything that's related, let me know, and I'd be happy to give that away and help you guys promote your shops. I'm happy to help everybody. So I guess what I'm going to do now is just let you know the one other thing is that I'm going to do is I am planning to participate in the Jinx Yarn Knit Along. You guys know I love Jinx Yarn. She and Fiber Nymph are my dealers, as Crafty Alley and Caffeinated Gert they have their own dealers of yarn. Every time those ladies put up yarn, I want to buy it. So Jinx Yarn is having a knit along in her yarn group, not in her Dyer's Notebook group, but she's going to have a knit along for the month of October. For if you make something with her yarn, you can enter and you can win. I believe she's going to give away some yarn, some Jinx Yarn. So I'm probably going to participate in that next month, which is only a few days away. And with that, I think, perfect, 30 minutes. Now, next time I will go over more of the stuff that I bought at Stitches, Texas. I didn't have a huge amount of things I bought because I was trying to make a profit, and I believe I did. I'm very happy with the way things went at Stitches, Texas, and I'm glad they're going to come back next year. But anyway, I will show what I purchased that I didn't show this time next time. And with that, I'm going to say, y'all, get busy knitting or get busy dyeing.